Brain drain. This video is a video on brain drain. Brain drain is a term which most of you would have already have heard of, but simply do not give that much weightage in it. We must definitely give more weightage to brain drain. You all know that no government, no political party, no politician, no matter how large his chest is, how many inches wide it is, how much he has promised to make it a Vishwa Guru, how much he has a Mr. Vikas as his nickname, and however white his beard may be, you and I know that there is no politician, no political party, and no government that can make our country better. Remember, before Mr. Modi came to power, there have been other very strong leaders of this republic. Indira Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru. They ruled with much stronger power and for about the same time as Mr. Modi, but definitely had much less resistance and definitely had much more power. And that was the 50s, 60s, and 70s, when people still had a lot of respect for the government, when there was no internet, there was no YouTube, and the misinformation was not that much. And when there was at least a little bit of standards in Indian politics, which now has been the worst. 2025, the standard of politics has been the worst. And in those times, they were not able to achieve their goals to the full. They implemented policies not 100% enforced. They undertook projects not 100% completed. They undertook policies not 100% affecting the common man, you and I. And in such a case, it is naivety, it is foolishness, and it is childishness to believe that once again, a new leader, this political party in particular, will save us. No. This is a fact many people in our society have slowly come to painfully realize. Indeed, society is divided into three segments. First, and the largest one of them all, is those who believe in whatever it comes. Whatever the news says, whatever the media says, whatever some fool says online, they believe in it. They believe in the most stupid propaganda, and it shocks those of us who think twice before forming an opinion as to how can they believe. And this is the largest part of society. And it is from this large part of society that political powers still and political parties still continue their con games. These people are the die-hard fans of a politician. They believe that this man has fixed the nation, this man is God, and all the others are Ravana's 10 heads themselves. Now, the second part of society is much smaller. They have come to the conclusion that politics is a forsaken game, that development is forsaken. All that will ever happen is yapping, talking, speech, ranting, and words. And people fall into the trap. When they see no change, they fall into the trap, they see no change. And this is a vicious cycle where nothing really moves forward. And they are true in this fact. They are true because they have come to see through that politicians, regardless of their party, are the same. Are the same. These are politicians who do not think twice before jumping the party as soon as there's even 1% chance of them getting the seat that they desire so much. In fact, look at our Assam CM. How many people still remember that where he was once started from, where he came from, and how viciously against BJP he was, being a big congressman? Why did he join the BJP? Not because of any moral reasons, not because of any Change in virtue is not because he finally opened his eyes and it was a change of heart that he realized that the Hindutva ideology of BJP is actually true. No, he came because Congress was not willing to offer the CM seat. BJP was. So it comes down to very simple solution that politicians want two things, which is the first to get money, second to get the seat and position and power they want. And that second group of society has come to accept this fact and have understood this fact and have want to do nothing more with politics. These are the type of people who are, when you speak to politics, they just say, shut up, I don't want to hear. These are the type of people who want nothing to do with politics and they have accepted it written on stone, written on a marble black slab, on an obsidian slab, that nothing can be changed. India is as it is. India is stuck in the miserable, vicious cycle of elections and of false promises. They have given up hope, these people. They want nothing to do with politics. Their best choice is to leave the country. That's what they prefer to do. A lot of them leave the country. They're like, this country cannot be saved, this country is spoiled, no matter what, there's always this problem, and they're unable to diagnose the root problems. So what do? Hey man, I have only one life and I want to live a good life. But this country, this society, this infrastructure that I was born with is not conducive to helping me. And it is indeed true. Look at our infrastructure. How miserable it is for the education of the people. How miserable it is in qualifying people for using their brains. Look at that. Everyone, look at what's happening in the IITs today. The IITs, where people like our children are sent by their parents to Kota and Rajasthan to be raised like cattle with the same goal, like how the cattle is bred to eat more and more hay simply to produce more milk. Same way they're fed notes and studies only so they can get in that damn exam sheet, not improving their real knowledge, not improving their real quality. Think about this. Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella. Do you think those fellows were sitting and writing the damn exam? They didn't write the exam, but can anyone in this country say that they are inferior? So clearly it is a flawed system. Clearly this exam will not help prove the prove that someone is smart or someone's dumb. It cannot accurately gauge a person's character and his potential. No, it cannot. And this education is so horrible. If we talk about the public schools, it is miserable. Private schools is, yes, slightly better, but those so unfortunate to be attending private schools have to go to public schools. And we all know how horrible the condition is. Not only is the education so bad, but the lunch is so bad. The children are nutrition deficient. The children lack the proper nutrition. They eat disgusting food and they are not fed on time and they have not been taught properly. It's just a waste of time. And then so many parents of the lower class obviously say, if this is the type of education we're getting, might as well pull him out and send him to work somewhere. At least he earns more money. And I do not blame them. No one should blame them. The blame should go straight to the government and say, why is the quality of education so nonsense when the amount of taxes that the people pay, what more than 1 billion people paying taxes, crores every minute, crores going to the government. Still, why is it so horrible? Where is all the money going? Where is all the money going? If you take so much taxes, but we don't see any of it on the real life, we don't see it on the road, we don't see it in the education system, we don't see it in the libraries, we don't see it in the parks, we don't see it in the living conditions, and we don't see it in the salary raises that the workers are supposed to get. Where does the money go? It goes into a certain small sector, a tiny sector of people, and it makes them grow, fat, wide, and big. While the worker living off his 11,000 rupees salary is like a pencil, malnourished like a skeleton with a dry brown skin on him, and that is a shame. That is a shame. This country is the most richest piece of land, resource-wise speaking. It is the most richest piece of land in the entire planet. There's a reason why India was the richest country from 2000 years ago, and even more recently, even in the Mughal Empire, we were the richest country. Remember that India was the reason why the Europeans accidentally discovered the Americas, because they tried to get a route to come to India. Why? Because we had such good resources. Now we still have those resources. We definitely have those resources. But where are the resources going? And this second group of society has come to realize that this is the politician class, and then the system is corrupt. So if you go after a politician, the bureaucrats, the police, the judges, the court, all of them will support the politician. You go after a corrupt judge, these politicians support, and you go after them, he support. You go after this rich man, a politician behind him. You go after this contractor, there's a judge behind him, and you see that the entire system is so corrupt and biased, eating the money like a vicious circle. And we are trying to fight this 10-headed Ravana, not even 10-headed, hundreds of headed Ravana. The common man obviously will be discouraged. And no wonder that this second part of society is day by day in 2025 on the 9th of November is slowly increasing. Day by day, this second part of society is increasing. And they have come to the conclusion that, nothing can be changed. We just got to accept what it is. And if possible, we try to escape to some Western country. We try to go to some developed country. There's a reason why. So if you look at Gujarat and Punjab, so many people are struggling. Everyone knows about the bunkie, about the illegal border crossing, how much of an attempt. It should be a shame to us that people have to suffer so much just to get a chance of living it as their life. Is India so bad that they have to suffer all of that? It should not be. It should not be that they have to suffer and try to go through the jungles of Mexico, try to cross the border, dealing with the cartels and mafias of Mexico, going through jungle and journey where they can die and no one will even know what is this. Is this a civilized way to live? But yet people are risking their life. Entire villages in Punjab, Haryana are being abandoned for many people are trying to go to these America, Canada and those countries. And especially in Gujarat, that same state which this Mr. Modi has sold to the entire country as the development, that he just like how he made Gujarat into this most developed country, more better than like a Denmark or something like that. He has advertised it. He would do it for the entire India. That's what he promised in 2014, and that's why he was elected. You see that how many Gujaratis, and the fact that Gujarat people from Gujarat are in fact the largest number of migrants to Western countries. So you can see the irony very, very clearly. So can you blame the second part of society? No. Now, the third part of society, smallest part of society, part of society that this video is being addressed to, the part of society who has watched this video as long as it has been, more than 12 minutes into it. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about that part of society who have was once part of the first segment of society, like how we all were, just like how I was, how you were, and all of us once was. Then they gradually developed to the second part of society. And then they are now part of the third and the smallest, yet the most important part of our society. Do you know why they are the most important part of the society? Because of hope. Hope, vision, blind belief, no matter how ridiculous, stupid, improbable it may seem. They have a belief, not in their head, not rationally, not logically, but in their heart, that India will be better one day, that we can have a better future, or we can have the country we dream of. Hope. They are the people who have rationally come to the conclusion of the second group of people. They are the people who have realized what the true nature is, that we are fighting a 100-headed Ravana here. Yet, unlike the second group of people, they have retained the most important thing for man and the most important thing that makes them so valuable to our nation of more than 1 billion people. They have hope. They have hope. And hope, with hope, anything is possible. Even, even if the odds are a 99.999% against them, that 0.01% is all they need to keep going forward. They are willing to give their lives for that 0.01%. For the benefit of society, that third group is willing to. They are looking out for the entire nation. They wish, and they are willing to act to make this country better. So I ask you, third group of people, it is time for you to stand up, and it is time for you to get up, come out of the shadows, come out of the dark, come out of your houses, remove the mask you wear to seem polite in this false, fake society, pretending that all is well, and bring out your weapon, your most powerful weapon, the sharpest weapon, the deadliest weapon, the most godlike weapon that only you, the third part of society, has, your hope.